Sangeeta, I was trying to remember when we last had you on, because you're involved in so many shows, but you're not always on camera. And now as I look at you under the lights, I'm like, we need you on camera more often. You're really brightening up the show. But your name's changed over the years, and the family's growing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Just apologize we haven't had you on sooner. My mistake. My mistake.
I've been watching your shows, though, and enjoying them.
You're the one.
I have been the one, yes.
Well, I'm excited because you brought hardware. You brought toys, which is always fun. And so obviously we're talking about some new access points.
Correct.
Talking about new things into wireless, which you always like to bring us. I think you've got a slide here, so I'll go ahead and bring this up.
Yeah.
So everything we're talking about is around unified access. What does that really mean as it pertains to your neck of the woods here?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, unified access is really about one network, one management, and one policy. We used to talk about wireless as a afterthought, wired, different vendors, different things, but as this whole smartphone phenomenon and megatrends is happening, and the requirements on wireless, and nobody can live without wireless.
Oh no.
But there's still going to be network that needs to be tied together. So one network, one management, one policy makes it easier not only to provide the access that the user needs and the user experience to be consistent, but also from a management perspective and operational cost perspective, a platform that's unified.
That makes sense. So we're thinking about it becomes the network.
It becomes
and
the network.
Could be wired, could be wireless.
Correct.
And we need both to work at high levels all the time.
And single pane for management and policy, which is very important, right? And we are probably the only vendor that is positioned appropriately to be able to provide that in the industry. I mean, we have so many different BUs and so many different products. Imagine everything coming together under that one umbrella.
Yeah, well, one thing we were talking about earlier on the show with Mark is around Prime. And it's just amazing how fast Prime is moving, because it feels like we had just done a show on management, multiple shows at Interop in Vegas, and then as we move that forward, and like, oh, wait a minute, you have so many new things to talk about. And a lot of it had to do with giving that single pane of glass access to everything we're talking about. And so it makes it fun.
So, and access is changing. Access, it started out, wireless was sort of nice to have for majority of the customers that we were touching. Some enterprises were saying, yeah, we need to start deploying it pervasively. Retailers were deploying it for inventory applications, but nobody was thinking about business-to-consumer applications and how they monetize maybe from wireless.
Well, especially, talk about these retailers. I mean, I walk in.
Right.
I know people who walk in to retail stores, and you want to be a smart shopper, so you're checking other places, in the place just to see, am I getting a fair price? Or at the very least, like if I'm going to rent a movie, I believe there's still places you physically can go rent a movie these days.
Yeah.
I miss in those places. I want to be able to see some action. I want to see a preview before I buy based on the cover. And all kinds of applications.
They're doing analytics behind that using some of our capabilities.
The smart ones are.
Because
not everybody's doing it, and that's the thing, right? If I'm just bypassing their network and they're not giving me a reason to be on their higher speed network, they're missing an opportunity to potentially market to me in that situation, right? Which implies that they need to have something like maybe we have in front of us.
Yep. Performance, right? That's going to drive the need on the access point. So these are our second generation of access points. So, it starts with access, because the users, that's what they're going to be touching first on the network is the wireless.
So when you first brought these in, this was as typical to a lot of technology things. Something like this confused me because they're very similar looking. But they begin, and so I wrote out some cheat sheets because I wanted to try and figure out, okay, match these up and then keep it. Yeah, which is under which. Okay, hold on. Okay, this one's a little bit lighter. I'm going to guess 1600.
Yep. This is our 1600, our good access point. This is
very good access point.
Very good access point. A lot of the enterprise feature sets are in here. It's just positioned right for those customers that have budgetary constraints and are not in need of deploying all the applications, right? Some of the small to medium businesses, mid-markets, maybe universities that, K through 12 schools that want to say, hey, yeah, I want to provide access, but I'm not going to allow video applications or all these other things. So it's still enterprise class, has performance, has our voice and video capabilities and technologies and innovation in there. But performance-wise, it's a two-spatial stream. It's a next-generation two-spatial stream access point, so the throughput is maxed out at 300 megabits.
Just less than a year ago, the two-spatial streams actually was consired
the best.
You'd be considered that'd be top of the line.
It's no longer. It's three-spatial stream on 11N.
That's funny. And now that's you're going to be good. But then let's see, 2600 Now this is brand new. We haven't had a 2600 before, have we? And is that this guy?
That is that guy.
You can feel the heft. There's a different size radio in there or something. Is that what it is?
Very robust. So this guy, this is my third baby. I think of it. I have twins. So this I've been working on this project for over a year now.
You got human twins.
Yes,
these look
yes, I have two babies at home, and then this as a project has
Some
been
of our audience can't contemplate when we switch up organisms like that, but yeah, that's cool.
But I'm very excited about this one because, you know, what we've done is packed all the feature and innovation that we normally reserve for the high end, our 3500, for example, the clean air technology that we've talked about before, the client link that you've talked about, the spatial streams, multi-spatial stream, all of this. Guess what? This packs a punch.
This is 3x3 radio?
This is a 3x4.
3x4 radio, okay.
3 transmit antenna, 4 receive antenna. So from a user perspective, the diversity and ability to make sure we get the client connectivity and performance capability, 3x4, 3 spatial streams, so it goes up to 450 megabits, full clean air, just like we had in 3500.
So that's a full featured, I mean, there's really nothing that you're missing on that one overtly. I mean, maybe a spatial stream and a little bit of, oh, well, of course, okay, hold on. Let's go ahead. This would be the 3600, yes.
Yes.
So, okay, so we'll put that on there. And now the biggest difference here is the fact that it's got some funny looking holes.
Yeah,
on the
funny
bottom
looking
here
holes.
as well, right?
Completely enclosed though, because our TME likes to pour water in it and still, you know, operate it. Completely
Even
enclosed.
from this side?
Yeah.
Even with this little interface?
Yeah, even from that side. He's tested it. He won't let me put it in a, you know, like aquarium.
They're always okay doing it themselves. Yeah, submersion is always a little bit different. Yeah.
But the holes are for this. So this particularly is our security monitor module.
I thought that was just for weight. No.
Paperweight, yeah, or fangs, you know, for
that's the security module.
This is security module, or it can be AC module. So we have 2 modules
for air conditioning.
11 AC.
Okay.
The gigabit wireless that we're approaching. Yeah.
Ooh, that's nice wireless speed.
You know, that's the next standard. So you know, the alphabet soup. We went from A to G to B to
circling back around
N.
Again.
Now we're going AC.
Yeah.
So double letters.
That's crazy, guys.
This is going to bring multi-gigabit capability at its
But so you would buy the module for either AC or security.
Right.
And that's a decision you have to make up. That's awfully. It's so the physicality is so nice, but then at the same time, this thing is lighter than I would have thought too.
It's completely enclosed with the radio.
And it's a full radio.
Yep, it's a full radio.
Because let me make sure I got this right. So one of the biggest benefits, obviously, this is the exact same thing as the 2600, except for the ability to be modular and add in the security module. This will do, the 2600 obviously has one less spatial stream on the receive. It's got one extra on the transmit side.
One less on the transmit.
One less on the transmit. Okay, got it.
Yep. 4x4, 3x4, 3x3.
Off-road model here. Got it. 4x4. And so on this one, make sure I line it up correctly. So this, we would just line up that little piece there.
Yep. And boom. And so now you've turned 11N into 11AC. So now all of a sudden you can go near gigabit speed. So think about healthcare facilities that want to do like imaging applications and upload big image files. Mm-hmm. They'll be able to do that over wireless now. They won't have to worry about having to be tied to wired or consuming that bandwidth and not being able to do other applications like electronic medical records.
Yeah.
You know, so
and this is simultaneous. So when you're running that security module, for instance, it's a multi-band. So across 2.5 and 5 gigahertz, you can
2, 4, and 5.
2, 4, and 5. You can monitor full-time on this while still serving clients.
Exactly.
Whereas this one will do both within the but only within the same band, and it's going to be fast switching.
Right.
Between the two as well.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the 2600 it honestly is going to be the
That's
workhorse. That's
going to be the popular one though too.
It's the workhorse. Yeah. But you know, the customers that like to be on bleeding edge, our higher ed customers,
really protect yourself
healthcare,
with that one as
the
well.
ones that will really need that high bandwidth consumption. Mm-hmm. Video files, large video files, imaging files, as I mentioned, high dense environment, maybe stadiums that want to start allowing upload of videos, download to the smart tablets and laptops.
Yeah, we talked about hotspotting and stuff too, the Hotspot 2.0 and stuff that's coming out with this, or actually some of that's still already out. And then just to clarify before we leave here, because we got this sucker sitting in the background, same radio as the 2600. But with external antennas.
Yeah, so all of these actually, I only brought one. Antennas? Yeah, I only brought one of the external antennas.
Each one of these have that option.
each one has the option of deployment flexibility with internal or external antenna. So integrated antenna is perfect. The aesthetics, our customers are, you started off funny saying it was sort of eeny, meeny, miny, mo, but our customers have really liked the aesthetics and the design of this, and that's why we're continuing
along. This blends into your environment too. This thing attracts attention with but what I'm amazed is how successful these things have been. You don't need the external antennas in most of these situations.
You don't, but there are a few cases.
That they need to shoot around certain environments.
Manufacturing vendors, in warehouses, they may have really high ceilings and or they want to hide the access point inside the ceiling and have the antennas directional. They'll do this. In fact, one of the manufacturing vendors I talked to, they ride those. What do you call it? The pallet
things.
Yeah,
so
pallet things.
Their footprint's changing constantly.
Yeah, and so they use the external antenna. And it's funny. They actually have a chain behind it because the pallet they've knocked it.
Oh, they knock it off. It's like a safety chain. So there's a hold.
Yeah,
it.
So it holds it, and then it continues to operate. Their applications continue to operate. So really robust access points from the design perspective.
And solid.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a Jimmy Ray trick. He'll go water.
What's nice for our customers is anybody that was on AG platform and are looking to upgrade, right? So I mean, we've sold over 12 million access points. Can you believe it?
Really?
Yeah, over 12 million access points, and a lot of those are still non-11N. So those customers are going to say, "Hey, I'm going to need 11N now. What do I do?" They can basically leverage the same the brackets, mounting brackets, leverage the mounting brackets.
That's cool. So the physical changes are pretty minimal.
Yeah. So nice, I mean, even though the look has changed, being able to just pop in a new access point.
That's nice. We paid attention to that little detail because that'll make a difference in a lot of environments, I would imagine.
We absolutely did.
Yeah.
We absolutely did.
Well, is there anything else we need to know before we go?
Basically the thing I would sum it up is this is a second generation of 11N access point, good, better, best, 1K, 2K, 3K. Think of it is, the demands are growing on the network, and you've got different access point and flexibility for deployment based on budgetary requirements, but same feature, functionality, innovation, technology that they've come to love and endear to from Cisco on the high end.
That's perfect. Sangeeta, thank you so much.
Thank you.